What happens if you bring Sprite to ancient Greece? DA1. Entering Athens through the main gate. Nobody in ancient Greece was ready for what walked through the gates of Athens that morning. You carrying glowing green bottles from the future. Setting up the Sprite stand. At first, the Athenians kept their distance, watching nervously as the strange traveler built a wooden stand in the middle of the marketplace. First Greek tries Sprite, but the moment the first philosopher tasted Sprite, everything changed. The carbonation hit like lightning. Crowd gathering around the stand. Within minutes, crowds flooded the market, desperate to try the mysterious sparkling drink everyone was suddenly talking about. Greek soldiers investigate. Even Greek soldiers marched in to inspect the glowing bottles, unsure if they were looking at a miracle or a weapon. By sunset, children were sprinting through Athens, laughing, energized, and completely addicted to the icy sweet flavor. Philosophers argued for hours whether Sprite was divine magic sent by the gods or a scientific impossibility. Soon, Athenians stopped trading gold alone. Some people would exchange entire baskets of goods for just one cold bottle. Day 7. Only 1 week later, the line for Sprite stretched across the marketplace as citizens fought to buy the legendary drink. Artists began painting giant murals of Sprite on marble walls. Wealthy nobles and philosophers now served Sprite during elite banquets like it was liquid treasure. Other vendors desperately tried copying the recipe, but nobody could recreate the perfect carbonation. Then whispers spread that powerful leaders of Athens wanted private meetings with you, the mysterious entrepreneur. Day 14. 2 weeks later, horse carts loaded with Sprite rolled through Athens while cheering crowds chased behind them. Greek athletes started drinking Sprite before competitions, believing it gave them energy, blessed by the gods. Fourth air. Inside massive temples, priests argued over whether the glowing green drink had divine origins. At night, secret black markets appeared across Athens, where citizens paid absurd amounts of gold for hidden Sprite supplies. The people admired you so much they built a giant marble statue in your honor. Soon poets filled amphitheaters with dramatic performances praising the magical drink that changed Greece forever. Total Day 21. By Day 21, entire festivals were dedicated to Sprite with dancing, music, and celebrations across Athens. Greek generals demanded massive Sprite shipments for their armies, convinced it boosted morale and strength. Some citizens even began worshipping giant Sprite bottles like sacred relics from the heavens. The economy transformed almost overnight, and in some markets Sprite became more valuable than gold itself. Soon rival Greek cities arrived by ship, begging Athens for trade agreements and access to the legendary drink. Month 1. 1 month later, massive factories powered by water wheels produced endless bottles of Sprite for the growing empire. Greek philosophers became obsessed with studying carbonation, trying to unlock the science behind the bubbles. In royal courts, rulers now drank Sprite from golden goblets during political meetings. Giant murals advertising Sprite covered the walls of Athens like the world's first ancient billboards, and musicians performed songs about Sprite so often that entire crowds sang along in unison. Month 6. 6 months later, giant ships packed with Sprite sailed across the Mediterranean, spreading the drink to distant kingdoms. Leaders began offering Sprite during negotiations, using bottles instead of gold to secure alliances. Meanwhile, Greek inventors desperately experimented with strange machines trying to recreate carbonation from scratch. Massive Sprite banners covered public arenas while roaring crowds watched gladiator-style spectacles below. You were no longer seen as a stranger from the future. You had become a living legend. Year 1. 1 year later, a colossal Sprite statue towered above Athens harbor, welcoming ships from across the ancient world. Greek merchants now traded special coins stamped with Sprite symbols throughout the empire. In schools, children learned the story of you bringing the greatest drink in history to Greece. And standing above the glowing city one final night, you realized something unbelievable. You didn't only just give Athens Sprite, but the gods their new favorite nectar as well. Like and subscribe for more.